Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good evening, Eastern Iowa. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Danny Cassidy. Well, today on Saturday, we saw quite a bit of rain in our southern and eastern areas, north and west. Didn't see much, if anything at all, but for our southern and eastern folks, Dubuque at 1.25 inches there at the airport, Cedar Rapids at about 7/10 at the airport, Manchester area about 6/10, Iowa City right there at 1/2 inch at the airport, and the Vinton area about 1/4 inch. So, and depending on where you were, you either saw a whole lot or nothing at all, and basically picking up where we left off for the month of May, starting here June 1st. And with that rainfall, especially in those southern and eastern areas, and very light winds overnight, really only about 5 miles per hour, we could see some fog late tonight, especially if we see a lot of clearing into the overnight hours into early tomorrow morning. But winds do pick up a little bit, so that'll help break up a little bit of the fog, as well as we'll have pretty warm conditions in the upper 70s, low 80s. But we'll just keep an eye on that. It could be dense at times, especially in areas south and east. So for low temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for us tonight, otherwise partly cloudy skies plus that fog. As I mentioned, wind light out of the southeast, only about 5 miles per hour. So we'll pick things up here on Future Track and just kind of show you where that fog could be forming. Again, it'll be a little bit tough to distinguish, but you're going to see. If we see a lot of this clearing, then we'll see that fog develop, and then clouds will kind of move in overhead. So it could take a little bit for that fog to thin out if it doesn't have the warming from above. If the clouds kind of block it, could be a little bit of a mostly cloudy start to our Sunday. But I think eventually by about noon, some of that fog will thin. Still have some cloud cover, but I think we'll see some sunshine mixed in there as well. And especially during the evening hours, I think we'll have a pretty nice end to our Sunday, at least during the daytime. High temperatures for tomorrow will be in the upper 70s and low 80s with partly cloudy skies. Again, that AM fog, and then a southeast wind at 5 to 15. With that, though, we're getting into the month of June, of course, and we're getting into the dog days of summer, or at least about to get into. Obviously, July and August are the hottest months, but we're starting to see humidity build a little bit as well, and yeah, unfortunately, we got to talk about dew points. For tomorrow, won't be too bad, upper 50s and low 60s, but it might feel muggy just because we haven't really dealt with dew points in the low to mid 60s for a while. Monday will be right in that mid 60s range, and then Tuesday is going to be the mid to upper 60s before very strong cold front moves in during the day, afternoon, Tuesday, afternoon, evening. Wednesday dries out really, and Thursday will be very comfortable off the scale there with dew points in the upper 40s. But with those higher dew points, you have more readily available moisture and chances for showers and storms. Now, we'll show you on Future Track the rain and the moisture, most of it's off to the west. Or I should say the moisture is off to the west, and the rain is going to basically outrun the moisture supply coming in from the south and from the west. So things are going to fall apart a little bit. You notice 10 o'clock here, again, right next to our area in Mason City, but then watch through the overnight hours. It kind of falls apart. Again, maybe seeing some moderate to heavy rain. Now our western areas are seeing a little bit of that moisture finally catch up. But as we continue through the morning hours, again, continues to fall apart because the moisture is just not quite there. The moisture will be there during the afternoon Monday, but it'll be just a consideration of, are we going to see redevelopment or not? So let's take things a little bit bigger picture here. So that was the short-term Future Track. Now as we're getting into Tuesday, we'll get a little bit more of a long-term look. So again, when you get into more broad and or more long-term Future Tracks, more of a broad paintbrush look here. So I don't think we'll see this in terms of the radar, but the chance is there. And you see it maybe some redevelopment for our southern areas, and this is the area in particular where if we do see redevelopment, maybe you can see some gusty winds with this. Not expecting widespread severe activity, but maybe some gusty winds and maybe some small hail. Then Monday night into Tuesday, I think will be pretty dry. And I do think even though you're seeing some development Tuesday, I think much of the day Tuesday will be dry. It's this cold front right here that's currently through, or I should say on Future Track, noon and Tuesday, through the South Dakota area into Minnesota. As this moves through, depending on the timing, we could see maybe some stronger storms with this as well, with heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds as well. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on. But as this moves through Tuesday afternoon into the evening hours, you can see some heavy rain associated with this possibly as well. This will move through and really dry us out. I mean, look at all the sunshine behind it. So it's going to set us up for some nice and comfortable conditions. But before then, we really could see, and maybe some strong thunderstorm activity with this. So right now, the Storm Prediction Center doesn't have anything issued for Wednesday, or I should say Tuesday, excuse me. But we're going to monitor it as we get closer. In terms of the rainfall totals, starting tomorrow night into the Tuesday night, anywhere from maybe 3/4 inch to 1.25 inches. And you might be thinking, oh boy, here we go again. But two things. One, June is the wettest month of the year. Usually we see about anywhere from 5.25 to 5.75 inches of rain. And two, beyond Tuesday night, you're going to see in the 10-day, no real rain chances, at least in the short term. Your city-by-city forecast for Waterloo, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids, and Iowa City. So along with being muggy Monday and Tuesday, a little bit on the warmer side in the low to mid 80s. And then after Tuesday, we'll get that northwest flow and see pretty strong winds, but also drier conditions and a little bit cooler conditions as well. Cool in quotes, still gonna be fairly nice, but below normal for early June. And again, after Tuesday night, no rain chances in the 10-day forecast.